Hey friend, let's talk about something real for a second. Have you ever messed up in a relationship? Like really messed up? Maybe you said something you didn't mean, broke a promise, or did something that hurt someone you care about. If you're nodding right now, trust me, you're not alone. We've all been there. And if you're sitting there thinking, how do I even begin to fix this? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Because here's the thing. Mistakes don't have to be the end of a relationship. In fact, they can be the start of something stronger if you handle them the right way. So, whether you're trying to rebuild trust with a partner, a friend, or even a family member, this video is for you. Let's dive into how to rebuild trust after a relationship mistake and come out stronger on the other side. Okay, let's start with the hard truth. Rebuilding trust isn't easy. It's not a quick fix, and it's definitely not something you can rush. But here's the good news: it is possible. And it all starts with one thing: taking responsibility. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if it wasn't entirely my fault? What if they overreacted? And hey, maybe that's true. But here's the thing. When it comes to rebuilding trust, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about showing the other person that you care enough to own your part in what happened. So, step 1, own it. Acknowledge what you did and do it sincerely. No excuses, no deflecting, no "I'm sorry," but just a straightforward "I messed up and I'm sorry." And here's the key: you have to mean it. People can tell when you're being genuine, and they can definitely tell when you're not. Now, let's talk about step 2, understanding the impact. This is where a lot of us stumble. We're so focused on our own guilt or shame that we forget to really think about how our actions affected the other person. Here's an example. Let's say you forgot an important date, maybe an anniversary or a birthday. You might think, okay, I messed up, but it's not that big of a deal, right? But to the other person, it might feel like you don't care, or that they're not a priority to you. So take a step back and try to see things from their perspective. Ask yourself, how would I feel if the roles were reversed? And then have an open, honest conversation about it. Let them express how they're feeling, and really listen. Don't interrupt. Don't get defensive, just listen. Which brings me to step 3, communication. And no, I'm not just talking about saying "I'm sorry" and moving on. I'm talking about having those tough, vulnerable conversations that most of us try to avoid. Here's the thing. Trust isn't just broken by the mistake. It's broken by the lack of understanding and connection that often follows. So, if you want to rebuild trust, you have to rebuild that connection. And that means being open, honest, and willing to have those uncomfortable talks. Ask them what they need from you to feel safe again. Maybe it's more transparency. Maybe it's more quality time together. Or maybe it's just patience while they work through their feelings. Whatever it is, be willing to meet them where they are. Now, let's talk about step 4, consistency. This is where the real work begins. Because here's the truth: apologies are great, but they don't mean much if your actions don't back them up. If you want to rebuild trust, you have to show, not just tell, that you're committed to change. And that means being consistent in your words and actions. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise to be more attentive, follow through. It's the little things, day after day, that add up over time and show the other person that they can trust you again. And finally, step 5, give it time. I know this one's tough. When you've made a mistake, it's natural to want to fix things as quickly as possible. But trust isn't something that can be rushed. It's like a plant. You can't force it to grow faster by pulling on it. You just have to water it, give it sunlight, and be patient. So, be patient with the other person, and be patient with yourself. Healing takes time, and that's okay. What matters is that you're willing to put in the effort, even when it's hard. All right, let's keep going. Because here's the thing: rebuilding trust isn't just about the big, sweeping gestures. It's about the small, consistent actions that show the other person you're serious about change. And honestly, those small actions can be the hardest part. Let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I had a friend who was going through a rough patch with their partner. They'd had a big fight, and trust was pretty much shattered. My friend kept saying, "I've apologized 1,000,000 times. Why aren't things getting better?" And I had to gently remind them, trust isn't through apologies alone. It's rebuilt through actions, through showing up, day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. So, let's break this down a little more. First, let's talk about transparency. This one can feel a little scary, especially if you're someone who likes to keep things private. But here's the thing. When trust is broken, the other person needs to feel like they're not being kept in the dark. Let me give you an example. Say you made a mistake that involved hiding something. Maybe you lied about where you were or didn't tell the whole truth about something important. To rebuild trust, you might need to be more open than usual for a while. That could mean sharing your plans, checking in more often, or even being upfront about things you'd normally keep to yourself. It's not about giving up your privacy forever, it's about creating a sense of safety for the other person while trust is being rebuilt. And over time, as trust grows, you'll naturally find a balance that works for both of you. Okay, let's talk about patience. This is where I see a lot of people get tripped up. You've apologized, you're doing the work, but the other person still seems distant or unsure. And it's so tempting to say, "Come on, I'm trying here. Why aren't things back to normal yet?" But here's the thing. Trust isn't a light switch. You can't just flip it back on. It's more like a dimmer. It takes time to brighten again. And during that time, the other person might need space to process their feelings. They might need to see consistent effort from you before they can fully let their guard down again. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're failing, it just means you're in the messy middle part of the process. So, be patient with them and be patient with yourself. Healing isn't linear, and that's normal. Now, let's talk about empathy. This is where you really have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Because here's the truth. When trust is broken, it's not just about the mistake itself, it's about the feelings of hurt, disappointment, or insecurity that come with it. So take a moment to really think about how the other person might be feeling. Maybe they're questioning whether they can rely on you. Maybe they're wondering if they're not important to you. Or maybe they're just feeling really vulnerable right now. When you approach the situation with empathy, it changes the way you communicate. Instead of getting defensive or frustrated, you can say things like, "I understand why you'd feel that way," or "I can see how much this hurt you." And that kind of understanding can go a long way in rebuilding trust. Finally, let's talk about forgiveness. And no, I'm not just talking about the other person forgiving you, I'm talking about you forgiving yourself. Because here's the thing, if you're carrying around a ton of guilt and shame, it's going to be really hard to move forward. Now, I'm not saying you should let yourself off the hook completely. If you made a mistake, it's important to take responsibility for it. But once you've done that, you have to allow yourself to grow from it. Beating yourself up over and over again isn't going to help anyone, it's just going to keep you stuck. So, give yourself permission to learn from this and do better. And remember, making a mistake doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you human. Alright, friend, we've covered a lot today, but here's the bottom line. Rebuilding trust is hard work, but it's also some of the most important work you'll ever do. It's about showing up, being honest, and proving through your actions that you're committed to change. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, that's okay. Just take it one step at a time. Start with a sincere apology, then focus on consistency, transparency, and empathy. Be patient with the process, and don't forget to be kind to yourself along the way. Because here's the beautiful thing about trust. When it's rebuilt, it's often stronger than it was before. It's like a bone that's been broken and healed that it's tougher in the places where it was once weak. So, keep going. You've got this. And if you ever need a little reminder, just come back to this video. I'll be here, rooting for you every step of the way. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who might need it. And if you're not already subscribed, come join the family. We're all about growth, connection, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. And hey, if you're ready to take the next step, leave a comment below and tell me, what's one small action you're going to take today to start rebuilding trust? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, friend. Remember, you're not alone in this. I'll see you in the next one.